What was the biggest achievement while you were working for a company, or the various companies that you worked for?
Okay. So, like I said, I started my journey with Impressico Business Solution itself, and the biggest achievement, which I would like to state, will be the automation of appraisal process. So initially, we were doing manual appraisals, but when I realized that this is not a very effective way of taking care of the appraisal process, because it is a very important thing, we are currently with my team working on the automation of the appraisal process. That is the most integral part right now. And yeah, I think that is my biggest achievement, because we are able to automate it for now.
Okay. So, if you were to summarize the budget in 3 lines, this year's interim budget, what would the 3 lines be?
So the budget of the infrastructure is increased by 11.11%. This budget majorly focuses on 4 categories: women, farmers, poor, the Annadata, the women's, and the Annadata, the women's, and the poor. One more.
Okay, let's move on to the next question. Why do you, like, you have already worked in HR for 4 or 5 years?
Yes.
So why do you still want to continue working in an HR and not go for marketing or a finance role?
So, you said, I have been an HR professional from past 3 years now, and that's the only reason I love my job. I love what I'm currently doing. And so that's the reason why I don't want to switch to any other profession, because I think I am giving my best to what I am currently doing. And I will keep on continuing this for the future as well.
Okay, what are your calls?
Basically, I have a call from XIMB.
Okay, so why do you want to join XIMB?
So why do I want to join XIMB?
Yes.
So basically, XIMB is for HR itself. It has a core program in HR, and it is also a brand in the market. That's the reason why I opted for XIMD also. But however, when speaking about IMT, which focuses on the overall development, I am more inclined towards IMT as a college, because I don't want to restrict my expertise to HR only. I want to understand more of finance, marketing, operations, all of the thing in one go, so that I can be a better professional in the future with a holistic approach.
Okay, imagine you're the you are the second CHR of a company. Okay. And there's a junior female employee who's complained about harassment about the CEO, let's say. How are you going to handle the situation?
Okay. So there is a female employee who is basically complaining regarding the CEO because he has done some kind of harassment with her.
Yes.
Okay. So firstly, I would like to analyze all the key aspects of this problem, like where all this started from, what was the date, what was the time, and what the entire situation was. And if there were some people more who were involved who were a part of this, because they know that what all was going on, so that I can have a proof that this actually happened, then I would like to understand the situation, like what happened and how it happened. After analyzing everything, if the CEO is the one who is at fault, we will definitely be terminating his employment.
Okay. So you want to terminate the employment of the CEO of the company. Are you sure?
Yes, because he is the one at fault.
Okay. What do you believe makes a successful team?
I think a great leader is what makes a successful team.
Okay, so if you have a great leader, the team will be successful. Are you sure?
Yes.
So a lion leading a team of sheep, a group of sheep, will be great hunters, right?
Sorry?
A lion leading a group of sheep, all of them will have a very good hunting, time. They will be good hunters, right?
Because at the end of the
day, compared to a team with 20 lions and a sheep heading them, being the leader.
all about the company that you are with. It's all about your environment. Because I have heard a story wherein a line was taken care by a a woman. So she basically took care of a line in such a way that the line did not, uh, you know, he did not age like a lion. He did age like a dog, basically. So I think it's all about the company that you are with because you gain from there, you learn from there. So if there'll be baby sheeps who will be, who will be headed by a lion, they will definitely have some qualities of the lion. Not, of course, they won't turn into a predator, but yeah, definitely they'll have some qualities of the lion.
Okay, so tell me about your ability to achieve results.
Okay. Like I just told you about the project that I'm working for, which is basically HR automation, wherein we try to automate the process of appraisals because how this came to our mind was the reason of the manual thing was going on from a long time and we had to keep a check on all the emails. When I started doing this process, it seems like a very large goal and it was very difficult to do. But however, we successfully ended up this project in like 6 months. So I think with this example, I by doing this, it gave me a sense of satisfaction and I think I'll be able to achieve results in a faster way.
So, Arpita, how would your friends describe you in 3 words?
Witty
Witty, okay.
and life of the party
And third?
and a great communicator, an extrovert basically.
Give me examples for all 3.
Okay. So witty because I always have a comeback regarding of the situation. I always have a comeback to anything and it is definitely a funny comeback. That's what my manager also tells me all the time. That how come you have an answer to everything. And then a great communicator because even if I don't know anybody, I can just make them friend or I can just be good to them in first go and I can just they'll be comfortable with sharing their things with me. So I think in that case, I am an extrovert and life of the party because I think and my friends think that I am a person who is fun to be. I can just.
So you like to be the center of the party, right? You like to become the center of attraction for everyone.
Yeah, that might be the case.
Okay, you said you like to give a lot of comebacks. So like suppose you are in a conflict with anyone, so you like to humiliate other people.
Not humiliate. The comeback is not necessary in a humiliating way. It can also.
You said it will be funny. Maybe
it will
your
be
sense
funny,
of humor is different.
But
maybe your sense of humor is not being accepted by the other person, right?
It will be humorous, but it won't be humiliating.
I'm telling you, see, me telling you a joke might be humorous or funny to me, but you might not share the same sense of humor.
Definitely. Yeah, that can be the case that in some scenarios, the other people can get hurt by that answer.
So being a HR manager, don't you think that will be a problem for you? Because you have to deal with people, right? And if people are getting annoyed by what you say, who are they going to complain to or come back to for people that are generally troubling them in their work?
So, Angad, I am someone who loves to maintain a balance between my professional life and personal life. And the professional me and personal me are entirely two different personalities. When it comes to work, I can definitely maintain that line of professionalism and be very, very professional when having any communication with anyone of my employees. But that is what my personal things are that I like to give that reply because I know my friends and they know me well that what my intentions are. But I completely understand your point that some employees might not get this. They will be hurt. So I assure that I maintain that.
Describe your ideal company location and your ideal job.
My ideal company location and my ideal
your ideal company, location, in which location you like to work, and your ideal job, or let's say job role, basically.
Okay. So when it comes to ideal company, I would like to work with a company who basically create leaders, not followers. I would definitely like to have that sense of empowerment.
You have to name a company.
Okay. I think my current company is a great example of all of this because the day when I joined this company, I was a completely different person from what I am right now. They have always been a great supporter for me. They have always helped me to grow. regardless of what position I joined at, whatever work I do, they gave me that power to achieve certain goals and missions. Apart from that, location, I'm very flexible when it comes to the location.
So you're okay to be working in a jungle in Jharkhand, let's say, if I open up an office there.
Depends if you have a great culture there and a great working force.
Okay, I'm opening a new office in Jharkhand. It's in a tribal village, and you're gonna have to walk to the place. There are no roads, no infrastructure. Still willing to work there, and your package will be the same what you're getting in Gurgaon, let's say, example.
No, I think with that I had to change my answer because I could have not thought about that. Yeah, of course, I would like to work in a city wherein I can also explore. I can also speak to people. I can also know people from different sectors, build correlations with them, and
So basically, you consider people who live, basically tribal people who live in forests, not to be people, right?
they
Because
are.
you're not willing to work with them or work for them or work with them, basically.
No, that's completely different. But of course, I have to make sure that my personal life is also there in that place. But because I've not ever been there, so I will feel distance there because I don't know anyone from there. I don't have any connections with them. I don't have any similarities with them because from past 10 years, I have been living in Noida. So of course, there will be a major difference of culture and communication that will be a barrier for me to grow there.
Supposedly, I'm working in a company, let's say the marketing head. I have a salary package of 1 CR. Structure that your company is going to provide me.
Because you want to know the structure.
Yes, exactly. What will be the HRA? What will be the DA? What will be the basic salary? At the start,
I am just working on it.
you have gotten 30 seconds. Your 30 seconds. So
Okay.
start whatever you know.
It will be 10% of the HRA, and your basic will also cover the GMC plus the
I
medical
want the amounts.
insurance.
Listen, like you tell me, basic amount will be 50 lakhs. Then the HRA will be 10% of that. In that sense, I want an answer. Then you calculate the net. You calculate the gross. You have you have made a compensation structure, right?
Yes, I have done that.
So please do that. I'm giving you another 30 seconds.
Okay.
After time's up.
Okay. So your basic will be somewhere around 50 lakh, and then 10 lakh will be your HRA, 3,600 will be your PF. Your GMC GP will be somewhere around 32,000. And then there will be your variable incentive that will be somewhere around 1 lakh
Per month.
per month.
Okay. Good. Okay, so tell me, why do you want to pursue an MBA now? And why basically now? And not go for an executive?
Okay, so I have deeply analyzed this, that why I want to go for a 2-year program, not for a 1-year program, because I want to learn all about the entire MBA. And MBA is basically not a last option for me, or it's the starting of a journey. I want to learn about marketing. I want to learn about operations. I want to learn about finance. And 1 year time will be a very short time wherein I will not be able to learn all of these in one go. So I want to do a 2-year program so that I can just grasp as many knowledge as possible throughout this 2 year of my tenure. I want to basically have a sense of empowerment with all these subjects, not just for HR. So I think that's the reason why I want to go for a 2-year program and why MBA at this point of time. I think it's never late. And I have 3 years of experience wherein I have done a quite good amount of time with HR as an expertise, and I can just utilize the skills. I can utilize the case studies which I have done in these 3 years to perform well in an MBA course, because I will be able to know things beforehand so that I can just help my peers as well, and we all together can grow.
Okay, so I'm giving you an extempo topic. You will have 45 seconds to think and 2 minutes to speak.
Okay.
Okay. The white papers issued by the BJP government.
Okay. The
Do
white
you have
paper.
any idea? White paper that Nirmala Sitharaman talked about in the Lok Sabha recently. Do you have any idea?
No.
No.
Not
Do you
the
know
white.
anything about the electoral bond scheme
Yes.
that has been cancelled?
Yes.
So, okay, you have 45 seconds to think. Are you for or against that? You have to form an opinion and 2 minutes to speak. Your time starts now. Okay, I put the start.
Okay. So, our electoral bond is basically a bond which is used to pay the political parties for their elections revenue. The electoral bonds are provided to any company or a person so that they can just give their donation to these parties for if they are aligned with their ideologies, if they are aligned with their thoughts, and they like their work. In that case, these electoral bonds are basically issued by SBI, and the denominations of these electoral bonds are majorly 500, 1,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakh, and 1 crore, and goes up to 1 crore. The basic factor when electoral bond was launched in 2017 was they will maintain a transparency, and the political party will never know who their donators are. But majorly, the Supreme Court has challenged this, and they have quoted that they don't maintain the transparency, as there is a specific code which is on the top of this paper, and the party who is in power can track the donator and can give them some benefits, can track the donator and the company, and can give them some benefits, which is basically not good for the people in common. They have also stated that these electoral bonds are not aligned with the Right to Information Act for the public. So they have cancelled the usage of this electoral bond and asked SBI to to basically issue all the electoral bonds that has been bought from March 2019, and who have bought them and what were the denominations of the same on the public forum. This is a very major steps before election, because this will by this all the people will know what who all companies have donated these who all have made their donation to a particular political party, and can raise concerns in the future. The electoral bond policy also very clearly states that any company in the previous electoral bond, they clearly stated that if your revenue, you can donate 7.5% of your revenue to any political party. However, with the recent amendment, now any company, whether it's a profit-making business or a loss-making business, can donate any amount to any of the parties, regardless of its if regardless if it has a subsidy in India or not, even if they are the shell companies and are working with in India as with no name can also donate. This is basically I am not aligned with the policy
Okay,
of
Arpita, tell me three freedoms that we have as citizens of India.
three.
Freedoms that we have as citizens of India.
Okay, so we have right to information.
Are there?
Okay, and then we have right to speak up regarding anything. Matlab basically, we can just speak our views and points in public unless it's not harming.
What is that known in terms? Give me technical terms, right? You said, like you said, right to information. Okay, so that is a jargon. So right to what you are saying is wrong. Right to speaking is not our right.
I'm really sorry, I don't have a brief about the technical terms, but I can certainly, as a citizen, know what my
Okay,
right.
continue. You said right to, let's say, giving out your opinions, right?
Yes, but it certainly
Right to
should not.
speech.
But it certainly should not hamper anybody else's life. So we have right to speak up to that
What is
level.
the difference between right to speech in India and Pakistan? Do you have any idea?
A right to speech between India and Pakistan.
Yes, they also have right to speech. We also have right to speech. Okay. So do you know the difference between India and Pakistan's right to speech?
I'm really sorry, I don't have enough knowledge about that, but I'll
Okay.
definitely.
Third freedom that we have.
Third freedom that we have is basically
Right to move around the country, right to profess and follow and practice our own religion. Have you ever heard about these rights?
exactly right to follow and practice our own religion. But now, as uniform civil code, the uniform civil code is there, so we have to make sure that all the religions that we follow should be aligned with the law. Basically, we cannot just do anything like triple talaq was not a good practice. So, right to religion can be followed, but definitely keeping in mind the uniform civil code of the country.
Do you think sati was a good practice?
No, it was not.
But example, if a Mughal army is invading, or let's say you are in Rajasthan and it has already defeated the menfolk, now they're coming for the castle. Isn't it better to rather die glorious in a glorious way than become slaves of those heathen men?
I think at that point of time, because I could.
Most of India's customs and traditions come from that point of time only, right? So at that point of time, it was right according to you.
No, it was never right because I have my reasons. For the same, we can never stop fighting for our life. Life will throw all the lemons at you, and you have to just make a lemonade out of it. So, I have seen the movie Padmavati, and at that point of time, I thought that Padmavati was very strong of a lady. Her stature, her position, the glory which she brought was very strong, and she could have just fighted even if his husband was not there.
How could she have fought an army which his husband was not able to defeat? See, she's not a military strategist. Mostly men at that point of time were. So, do you think, like, let's say 20,000 women, 10,000 women that actually gave their life in that Sati process, do you think they would have been able to defeat?
Yes, because they were able to stop them from coming inside for the time being. They were able to do it. They were able to stop him.
See, closing the gates of a fortress. See, fortresses were made to protect the people inside. So closing the gates, it takes time for armies to actually get into the fortress. The movies that we see, just if one wall, you see cannons exploding walls. If one wall falls, everything is gone. Everything goes to hell. It does not happen the same way. It never used to happen that way. Okay, so let me make that very clear. Okay, you have your own opinions. You want to pursue HR, right?
Yes.
Okay, so which education system is better, US or India?
Any day, India.
India?
Yes.
But don't we do rote learning here?
Sorry?
Don't we do rote learning here rather than look for the practical side of things.
But then now we are changing. It was in the past when I was a student, it was definitely there that we had to score marks and everything. But now, with the changing system of education, we are doing a lot better because we are asking the students to do internship. We are giving them practical experiences. We are giving them all the knowledge that is required for their future. Like we are asking the students to go for extempores, for debates. There is a debate with the PM as well, where you can just put down your opinions in terms of education in front of the PM. So now I think it is changing with time, and definitely we have a very strong education system wherein all the students are built in a way that they put their best to their studies to score marks. That's why so many students are there waiting outside who were able to clear this exam. I think that is because of our education system itself.
Okay. So shall we start with the GK question now?
Sure.
Who's the Vice President of India? Everyone prepares for the President, but not the Vice President apparently. Who's the CGI of India?
Sorry?
CGI. Chief Justice of India.
Chandrachud.
Okay, he's your cousin's friend, Chandrachud. I want the full name.
Okay, Mr. Sorry. Chief Justice Chandrachud.
Very well.
Okay. Okay. Who's the Vice President of USA? Who's the Foreign Minister of India?
She's a finance minister. No clue about that.
You're not audible. Hello?
Yes, sorry.
Sorry, you're not audible.
No, I'm sorry, I don't know about this.
Okay, so what's the capital of
You're not audible, Angad. There is some.
I'm saying, what is the capital of Australia?
Netherlands.
Capital of Australia is Netherlands.
I'm really not sure about that.
What's the capital of Tamil Nadu?
Kerala.
Tamil Nadu capital is Kerala. There are 2 distinct states in India. What are you doing?
I have no clue about that. I'm sorry.
So your geography is very bad apparently.
Yes. Not good at directions as well.
Okay, let's say you're going from Delhi to north towards the northern position, okay, for 100 kilometers. Then you take a right turn and okay, let me give you a simpler question. You go from Delhi in the northern direction for 400 kilometers. Then you move towards west and travel for 500 kilometers. Then you travel for some distance in the southeast direction. And you come back to Delhi from the point where you started. So what is the shortest distance between from the point that you decided to come back to Delhi?
Can you please come again?
Listen, you started from a point in Delhi, moved in the northern direction for 400 kilometers. Then you move then you moved right and you traveled for another 300 kilometers, let's say. Okay, let's make it simpler for you.
Okay.
Then let's name that point B. Okay. And from your starting point, be point A. To point A with the shortest distance possible and reach point A. What is the distance from point A to point B?
It will be somewhere around 450.
Have you heard about Pythagoras theorem?
And that's what I used.
So how do you apply Pythagoras theorem?
So it will be basically a distance between a horizontal line and a vertical line, the distance between the 2 points A and B.
So, Okay, what is the Pythagoras theorem? First, tell me what is the Pythagoras theorem.
I don't have the correct definition.
A square plus B square is equal to C
Ah,
square. Okay.
C square.
Yeah. So A square 400 square will be 16,000.
Yeah.
900 square will be 9,000. So you get 25,000 square. If you underroot it,
it wasn't 800 and 600 because it was 400 square and 300.
I said 400 and 300 only. So 400 ka square is 16,000.
16.
300 ka square is 9,000.
9,000.
If you sum it up, it adds up to 25,000. If you square root it, it comes to 500. So the shortest
500.
distance between A and B will be 500.
Sorry, I took the three.
See, be prepared for some very basic mathematics questions. You have a GMAT score, right?
Yes.
660, if I'm not 610, 20, something like that.
Correct.
So be prepared. These are very basic questions. Okay, so we come to an end with this interview. Okay, tell me something about yourself. You were last में थोड़ी सी पता नहीं क्या हुआ. So I gave you 6.
There was some background noises, so I was very distracted.
अच्छा, biggest problem में automation ना थोड़ा सा और उसको story बनाओ. बहुत छोटा आंसर है.
किसमें?
Biggest challenge that you said. Automation है ना? You said cause practical में problem आ रही थी कि something like that you said. So increase the length of the answer. It is very small. Biggest challenge should be like वैसे तो बहुत simple challenge था ये. इतना तो job में होता है, but if you want to make this your biggest challenge, थोड़ा सा इसकी length बढ़ाओ answer की. ठीक है. सब में budget को 3 lines में बताओ. Totally wrong. It is about the poor infrastructure. I wanted 3 specific pointers, basically, and some names of some policies or something. You did not give me anything. Okay. तो वो थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम है, I guess, with your current affairs. Why HR? अच्छा, मैंने क्वेश्चन पूछा था, why still do you want to pursue HR? I have given you a 5 on 10. Why HR का थोड़ा better answer prepare करो, क्योंकि you will be asked again and again why HR. Why XIMB में you said brand in market, बिल्कुल गलत है ये word. It is a good brand in market. When you said IMT, अच्छा, when you're sitting for an XIMB interview, I asked you why XIMB. You should have given me some at least 3 pointers about XIMB. You do not have 3 pointers about XIMB, if I'm right.
I had it, but my reason of not, glorifying it was because I am sitting for an IMT interview. So I wanted.
Okay, listen. Okay, so you got a little confused. Okay, let's say you're sitting for an XIMB interview. Tell me 3 points.
So for XIMB, of course, the huge alumni base that XIMB have, it is basically focused on HR, and that will help me a lot because I am an HR.
Okay, first point. Second.
And then it's of course a big brand in the market.
It's wrong.
It is a brand with
it's a brand in the market. No. Have better points ready. Say you can okay, give me a third point.
So basically, the USP of XIMB is they have a major focus on the HR programs, wherein I will get a lot to learn about the case studies. I'll get to know about the experiences that people have in my domain, and I will be able to learn from the professionals.
The third point will be case comms and your peer-to-peer learning.
Exactly.
Okay. Your first point was okay. Have a better answer prepared. Okay. Learn 2 alumni name who are very famous from XIMB. Learn the HR head or dean of whatever the HR का जो भी head है उसका नाम याद करो, and look up his LinkedIn profile and find 2-3 pointers in his profile which were good and which you can relate to. Suppose he was the CHR, or suppose he must have led an organization before this, or he wrote a paper or something like that. Say that inspired me to join XIMB, so that will be your valid second point. Okay. Same for IMT also. Okay.
It's G.J. Lakshmi for IMT, who is basically a CSC in Mondays.
CEO situation, your assessment was good. I gave you a question where you are the CEO में problem होगी. But if a junior complains, your answer was good. Successful team. मैंने कुछ गलत लिखा है. Use the word. नहीं, वो अच्छी नहीं थी. How successful team का answer was very bad. The word that you were looking was for the right mindset. You should have told about the mindset. तो leader की वजह से सिर्फ नहीं होता. See, successful team run करने के लिए you need a good leader, but people who are ready to follow you. If everyone wants to become the leader, how are you going to have the entire team working on the same point? Okay, तो वो problem है. That was not a good answer. Frame it. बस ही HR interview में हो सकता है. ठीक है. Then you told me 3 points about yourself: life of the party, extrovert, and witty. Witty का point तूने पहले बहुत अच्छी तरह explain किया. I had no problem with that. Extrovert, you explained very well. जैसे तुम्हारी life of the party, you told me the center of attraction. ये point तुम्हारा negative लेकर गया. When I said okay, so you like to be the center of attraction, वो फिर मैं witty वाले point पे मेरे second में cross मारा हुआ है. Then you were not able to defend yourself. So change this point. Life of the party कैसे? See, I am jolly in nature. People like to hang around with me. Even if they're in a bad mood, I like to uplift their mood. ऐसा करके कुछ बोलो. So that will be better. Don't say center of attraction. That gives a negative impact basically. Okay.
ठीक है.
And this ठीक है की आदत बदलो. Even after saying some answers, तुमने 3 बार हिंदी में ठीक है बोला है मुझे पूरे इंटरव्यू में. Don't see. Okay, we are having a comparatively casual interview, but अगर interviewer last time पे वहाँ बैठा कि चिड़ा हुआ था ना, it will have a negative impact for you.
हाँ, sure.
हाँ, एक good comeback. जो बात हो रही थी. इसमें हाँ एक तो 2-3 आंसर्स बीच में ना बहुत बोरिंग हो रहे थे. सी आइडियल का इसमें जो गुड कमबैक वाला मैंने आंसर तुम्हें पूछा था ना कि यू हैव अ गुड कमबैक, वो थोड़ा जल्दी बोला करो. यू कम टू द पॉइंट वेरी लेट. जो 2-3 मैंने बिल्कुल रैंडम क्वेश्चंस पूछे थे ना अबाउट रैंडम, उसमें तो एक ही वो है पॉइंटर, तो थोड़ा जल्दी कम टू द पॉइंट. सी इन योर आंसर दैट यू शुड हैव लर्नड लाइक व्हाई एग्जाम व्हाई एमटी, वो लंबे आंसर्स चल जाते हैं 45 सेकंड 1 मिनट, बिकॉज़ द इंटरव्यू एक्चुअली वांट्स टू लिसन व्हाट actually you have in mind about that college. But जब मैं ऐसे random questions पूछ रहा हूँ कि ideal company और ये सब, you come to the point and then you start explaining. Your problem is तुम पहले 2-4 लाइनें जो फालतू की, फिर you come to the point. उसी जगह मेरा इंटरेस्ट लूज हो रहा था बेसिकली बीच में 5-6 मिनट में. तो मैंने ये लिखा थोड़ा जल्दी बोलो. ये 2-4 क्वेश्चन में वो थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम आई. ठीक है. आइडियल कंपनी वेरी गुड आंसर. जॉब ठीक था आंसर. लोकेशन, when I'm asking you very specifically ना कि कंपनी का नाम बताओ, लोकेशन एंड जॉब, गिव मी स्पेसिफिक्स. देखो मैंने झारखंड वाले पॉइंट पे you were not able to answer obviously. फिर मैं who live in the forest, right? Tribals. So give me specific location. Sir, I would prefer Gurgaon or Noida because I've been working here for 10 years. I like the climate here. I like the food here. I like the culture here. Give me any random 2-3 points. Okay. 1 crore wala very good. Compensation structure. Why 2 year? You have 2.5 points. 3 satisfactory points. Why do you want to do a 2-year PGDM? Have one other point with you. I've not written the points, but you had 2 very good points and 1 point was half a point. So add another point. क्यों 2-year PGDM करना है, not go for a 1-year PGP. Electoral bonds 8.5 on 10. एक problem. And this is the marks if I give you about the knowledge about the electoral bonds. I asked you whether you're pro or not. You just told me one line after 2 minutes had gone. Okay, I would like to support the decision. See, I gave you the example topic as electoral bonds. Are you for or against? 1 minute should be about electoral bonds and 1 minute should be about your own opinion. You were very late in giving out your own opinion. Same, देखो जल्दी बोलो.
ठीक है.
Knowledge about the electoral bonds, very good. But इसमें अपना opinion भी दो.
ठीक है.
And white paper के बारे में पढ़ लो. क्योंकि वो अभी आया है तो पढ़ लो.
और अगर मुझसे वो पूछ if they are asking what all calls I have, so do I really need to tell them honestly what all calls?
Like if you're sitting for exam B, say you have Great Lakes and 4. When you're studying for IMT, say Great Lakes and 4. मतलब नीचे के कॉलेज कोई भी 2 नाम ले दो. Say soil. ताकि they think that is your main call. 3 freedoms. भाई 3 freedoms ही पता RTI के अलावा. Right to movement, right to practice and profess your own religion. And इस आंसर में UCC क्यों बोला? You know, I didn't start grading in UCC. अच्छा उत्तराखंड में UCC pass हुआ है. Do you know?
हाँ, I know.
Tell me 5 pointers about UCC that has been passed in Uttarakhand.
Any couple who cannot stay together
without a legally
without legal involvement, if they want to move out.
Are you pro or against this point? See, a lot of questions.
I am against this.
But point is, see, अब तुम against बोलोगे, मैं बोलूँगा कि अच्छा इसका मतलब जो लोग हो रहा है, इंडियन कल्चर खराब हो रहा है, सभ्यता खराब हो रही है. अगर if you are for this point, तो मैं बोलूँगा हाँ. अगर एक लड़का लड़की मतलब लड़की, it becomes easier for the girl to actually harass the boys now, क्योंकि वो लीगल मतलब वो बोलेंगे अगर अपनी मर्जी से रह रहे हैं, it is not legally binding. तो अब मैं बोलूँगा they are gonna ask for compensation. What happens in dowry cases? So UCC में मत घुसो, अपने मुंह से तो एटलीस्ट मत बोलो.
ठीक है.
Because for against जिसमें भी जाओगे you have problems defending your own answer.
ठीक है, तो मैं कुछ भी बोल सकती हूँ. बेसिकली मैं ग्रेट लेक्स और 4 बोल दूंगी इन दैट केस. मुझसे ये पूछते हैं कि व्हाट ऑल कॉल, क्योंकि मैं एग्जाम में नहीं बोलना चाहती बिकॉज़ आई कैन नॉट जस्टिफाई व्हाई एग्जाम बी ओवर आईएमटी.
यस, डोंट से एग्जाम. एंड ये बेसिक मैथ्स के क्वेश्चन ना समझो. 300 400 वाला पाइथागोरस थ्योरम था. बेसिक जो 2-4 थोड़े बहुत है, क्योंकि सी फॉर एन एचआर इंटरव्यू. अच्छा वो अट्रिशन वाले जो 3 क्वेश्चन बोलते जेडी सीख कर लिया ना, तभी मैंने इधर पूछा ही नहीं है.
कर लिया
I
मैंने,
gave you
फिजिकल डेफिसिट,
different questions.
जीडीपी वगैरह, विकसित भारत, ये सब चीजें
Good.
कर ली है।
That is the reason मैंने इस बार completely different interview लिया है.
में किस किस को मिल रहा है वो भी पढ़ लिया है।
Good.
ये सब थोड़ा
See, that should cover basic everything. हो गया. Obviously, वहाँ बैठ के वो the answers that you kind of answers that you give will matter. जैसे अभी देखो 3 freedoms में you started saying UCC, now I can really on that. But try कि ऐसे words, ऐसी चीजें जैसे you have very good knowledge about electoral bonds. अब देखो, play it to your advantage. Suppose they are asking about GDP or the budget. Try to include electoral bonds somehow in the answer. ताकि वो तुम्हें उनको लगेगा तुमने गलती से बोल दिया. Then they start grilling you on that. But you know, you have a very good knowledge about electoral bonds. What happened? So ऐसे ही ना कोई भी things that you know. Let's say now you study about the white paper, you have studied about the Bharat Ratna, people that are getting. So if they ask you who's your favorite leader, my favorite leader example Ratan Tata, but I also उसका 2-3 points बताओ. But हाँ, I also like the person who's getting the Bharat Ratna. I have no clue about who's getting the Bharat Ratna right now. XYZ, whatever the name. XYZ takes the name because he's doing this. So that gives a positive impression. ठीक है, तो play it to your advantages. You are easily able to drive the interview. Don't worry. And बस ठीक है बोलना बंद करो.
And one more question I have.
Yes. Yes.
So, if they ask me how I'm different from the other candidates,
Strengths.
क्योंकि I have seen the stats of IMD, so उसमें जितने भी ज्यादा एक्सपीरियंस के, उसमें जो भी एवरेज एक्सपीरियंस they are considering is 12 months, जो उनकी वेबसाइट है कि उनका मेजर एक्सपीरियंस 12 मंथ का है. 12 मंथ से ज्यादा के कैंडिडेट्स वो है ही नहीं अभी